Hello and welcome to the Prelude of the History of the Reisläufer podcast. This podcast has been created to chronicle the fascinating and often overlooked story of the first 250 years of all major Swiss military engagements, starting from the legendary Battle of Morgarten in 1315 to the Wars of Kappel in the early 16th century. These battles weren't just moments of conflict, they were transformative events that shaped the development of the Swiss military, turning it from a loose collection of disorganized peasant armies into the well-disciplined and feared Reisläufer. The term Reisläufer itself is a German word meaning one who goes to war, and while it is often associated with the Swiss mercenaries of the 15th and 16th centuries, it's important to remember that these soldiers also fought in service of their country and to defend their homeland. Of course, the focus of this podcast will be primarily Swiss armies fighting against the old Swiss Confederacy's enemies, but I will discuss the rivalries between the German mercenary Landsknecht and the Swiss mercenary Reisläufer in great detail. The episodes of this podcast will be divided chronologically to cover the key military engagements and their broader historical context. I will begin with the Swiss-Habsburg Wars, the conflicts that saw the Swiss fighting to preserve their independence from Habsburg domination. These early battles laid the groundwork for the old Swiss Confederacy's rise as a formidable military power. From there, we'll move on to the Gugler War and the Swiss campaigns against Milan, where Swiss ingenuity and tactics really began to shine. The third episode will focus entirely on the Burgundian Wars, which featured some of the most dramatic and decisive battles in Swiss history, culminating all in Charles the Bold's defeat at Nancy. These victories solidified the Swiss reputation as a dominant force in Europe. The next episode will go over the Swabian War, and finally, the last two episodes will cover the involvement of the old Swiss Confederacy in the Italian Wars and the Swiss Wars of Religion. Lastly, since this is a personal project, I will not be overly professional in the way I organize and produce this podcast, but I will still put my best effort into it. I also want to say that my microphone quality will be improving as I start my first episode. And yeah, thank you.